This is very strange for us because we're not used to being in front of the camera. We're obviously used to being behind it. We are the Candle Wasters, and we created Nothing Much to Do. We all came up with the idea together and wrote it together and filmed it and edited it, and
I mean, we're still editing it.
We're still editing it.
Current, yeah.
Yeah, it's a joint effort, and this is just a video to explain all this process to you if you're interested.
Yeah.
And we didn't ask if you guys had any questions because this is all very last minute. In terms of everybody being in the same city.
Yep. Me and Sally live in Auckland, and Minnie and Claris have moved down to Wellington. They used to live in Auckland.
This is Minnie's room.
This is, yes.
Yeah, it's also where we filmed the Ben Q&A. You might
Yeah,
recognise this bit of wall.
But not the posters, we took those down.
You, Claudia, lived in Wellington.
Yeah.
Surprise!
He commutes every day by plane.
Yeah, me and Sally are sisters. We live in Auckland, and I go to high school there. I'm in my last year of school.
I'm Minnie. I'm in my 3rd year of university and I study English and criminology. What?
Basically wants to be Sherlock Holmes.
No, I don't.
Says the person with the
That Sally brought me from London, so...
What Yay! Hello, I am Claris. I go to uni. I'm in my 2nd year studying film and theatre.
I'm Sally. I also go to uni. I'm studying photography. Moving image. Art.
She writes comics.
Oh, draws.
I draw
Right,
comics
yeah.
and then I put words with them when there needs to be words.
We're all friends, like we were friends before this, and we were literally sitting around together being friends, and we were like, let's do this thing.
We met at Elsie's school. Sal and I are in the same year. Claris is in the year below us.
And Elsie's.
2 years below
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Solid. We were sitting around one evening, just chatting, as you do.
Our house.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
It was an evening!
I guess it's because earlier that day, Claris and I had come over and we'd been talking about that vague comic idea we were going to do.
Oh, you were gonna make a comic.
Yeah. But yeah, we wanted to do something as a group. We already knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
We
four
were
of
going
us.
to draw a comic.
Oh, is that how this all started?
Yeah. Just to put it in your minds, the time frame of this meeting was the beginning of 2013.
Sort of end of January, and we were like, we'd sort of all come up with some more ideas for this vague comic idea. And then...
Which was like an epic fantasy, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was kind of...
It was like so long ago.
Yeah.
You guys gonna do that still?
Maybe.
Don't know.
Probably not.
Like
if we continue.
if we're gonna film
This
things,
stuff?
I think
Yeah,
filming
but-
things.
I think filming things
Gonna
is
take
the way we want to go.
Yeah. Hopefully we might do comics one day.
Because me and Sal, when we were younger, the first Shakespeare play we saw was Much Ado About Nothing, and it was in Wellington, and it was because we used to live here, and it was on a field. It was in a tent,
Whoa.
and
And it was in Traverse.
the reason why I mentioned the tent is because you'd sit down, and it started off with Leonardo, etc. And then through the tent, instead of soldiers, came rugby players with Claudio on their shoulders. And me and Sal remembered that. So when we were thinking of doing a comic, we wanted to do a comic together around the same time, like separately, but around the same time that Minnie and Claris and Sal were thinking of doing a comic. And we were developing these characters, and it was quite Scott Pilgrim-esque, that we were really interested in building those relationships and those characters in a high school. With rugby players. We've changed that to soccer players, obviously.
Wasn't it going to be a bit more gritty as well? Like people were going to smoke and stuff.
Yeah. People, Beatrice was definitely smoke.
And Pedro was gonna smoke, so they were like smoking buddies.
Yeah.
And then she quit smoking.
Our series is
because
so
Bernadette
much more
can't deal with
PG.
it.
Yeah. Beatrice was going to quit smoking for Ben instead of
The whole beard thing.
beard thing. Yeah. We were thinking of doing a Shakespeare adaptation. Yeah, me and Sal were like, well, we've kind of started doing this idea of Much Ado About Nothing modernised, and I mean, it's changed so much since then.
Yeah, but I do remember you guys bringing that book out and looking at the sketches and being like, we should totally do this.
Here's some images of the sketches coming up on screen because they're so good!
They're really, really good. So, we were sitting in a room just talking about wanting to do something, and we were talking a lot about like Lizzie Bennet Diaries and how we really liked that. Things about that we liked, what we could sort of, if we could do something similar.
Also, because obviously we super admired it, but also it's easier to do than making a film because technically it's just a camera setting up, etc. It's obviously it's difficult. We know this.
We know it's difficult now.
It's kind of like filming a feature film.
If you watch the whole of our series at the end, it's like more than 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be long.
It's between 3 and 7 hours.
we were sitting around sort of discussing Lizzie Bennet and like the fact that other vlog series were going to spring up and what would they be about, and surely Shakespeare would get done because it's like, you know, a classic work and there's no copyright on it and all that kind of stuff. And then we were like, oh yeah, what would they do? Which play would be good? And then we just had these discussions and much ado about nothing came up, and I sort of like 2 years before had seen a production of it in London with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, which just blowed my mind.
The rest of us saw the David Tennant, Catherine Tate one via digital theatre.
Good.
So that was sort of big in our minds of something that was a good play, and we were just thinking like
That we
comedy.
we all knew as well.
And good, yeah, we all knew it. We thought this is adaptable. Like we can. Yeah, we
because
can do
we
this.
were looking at the soliloquies and we were going, this is incredibly adaptable. Like someone just turns to the camera and goes, oh my god, she likes me. What?
Definitely, yeah. Ben and Beatrice's they both have speeches where or just passages. Someone else might be there, but they talk so much, and it's just about their emotions.
It's perfect for vlogging.
Goodbye.
I would like it.
Okay.